Are you stuck in your habits? Today, I want to talk about the 5 different ways that you can get stuck in habits. And there's more, but I'm just going to talk about 5 for today and things that you can do around each of them. And then, of course, our challenge to change for the week. So, the first one I want to talk about is getting stuck in negative thinking. And this is a sign that you are too stressed, that you are stuck in fight or flight mode, and you're definitely not present. And so what happens is that we just keep on playing that tape over and over in our minds, and our body gets drained and it just gets worse and worse. And then we feel horrible. And so the strategies I want to suggest are common sense, but question to you, are they common practice? Are you doing things like movement, exercise, diet, sleep, meditation? Are you doing those things to keep your nervous system in check? If not, well, then you need to start stepping it up. If you do find yourself stuck in that negative loop, I highly recommend movement. Movement makes sense first because it literally moves those emotions out. So doing something like deep breathing first, then maybe like shaking, and I'm all about the shaking and the bouncing around right now. It does wonders for those intense emotions, and it helps release them. And it's not about shoving things away and shoving emotions away. It's about releasing it enough, then maybe doing a meditation and sitting down and doing some deep breathing and going, okay, what is this emotion about? What is it that I need? Why am I feeling this way? What are my thoughts and my narratives? And that will give you the information you need in order to change the situation so that you're not stuck in that spiral. You need to have that distance. You need to have some calm in order to look at the situation from a critical, logical lens, as opposed to just being wound up in these emotions and this negative thinking. So the second one is blaming others and the outside world around us. So much easier to do that. So much easier to say, oh, it's this situation. Oh, this person did this to me. This keeps on happening to me. I don't understand. And just not taking the responsibility, not owning up and going, okay, I need to have the courage. I need to have the strength, and I need to look inward so that I can go, okay, what is my part in this situation? Where do I play a role? And literally taking full ownership. Because if not, then we're stuck in self-pity. If not, we're powerless, right? So in order to change the situation, we need to say, well, what can I do? And if it's something that you want to do and you're kind of like, I don't know how, well, that's a sign that, well, you need to learn a skill. Maybe there's something you need to learn in general. Maybe you need support. And that energy that you're putting into it will help you grow and change the situation, as opposed to being stuck in blaming others and blaming the outside world. This kind of brings us to the next one, which is stuck in victimhood. They're connected. And, we can be stuck in victimhood, or we can look at it as post-traumatic growth instead of post-traumatic pity. And so it's key. It is so key to get professional support for trauma. The thing is, though, the results are going to look different depending on how you approach it. If you approach from a mindset of, oh, I'm going to go to therapy and I'm going to get help, and oh, maybe they'll understand me, instead of maybe I'll understand myself, maybe I'll understand what I need to do to overcome this situation and use it for post-traumatic growth. Use it as an opportunity to completely transform from the experience, become more resilient, stronger, and grow. And the other aspect is the mindset. What is your mindset going into a situation where you are getting support? Because mindset determines the outcome of any situation. If you have a negative mindset going in, well, you're just going to get more negative. But if you go in open to be like, okay, there's something I can do here, I just don't know how, and I'm going to get help to do that. The other aspect of habits that keep us kind of stuck is holding on to the past. And that connects with blaming others, and it also connects with victimhood. Because if we hold on to those past narratives, we're not allowing ourselves to have the freedom to change. And so being stuck in the past can look like grudges, resentment, or holding on to emotional attachments to belongings. And if you do that, well, is it really worth all that energy to hold on to those grudges, for example? You're wasting your time and your life instead of living your life purpose and growing and thriving. So that my question to you is, What can you let go of today? Take one grudge, take one resentment, and just sit down and really look at it and meditate on it and ask yourself, well, why did I feel like that in that situation? What did I need? Did I actually communicate what I needed? Right? And if you didn't, well, then you have to own up to your part in the situation. Get clarity on what you need in certain types of situations so that you're not continuously having grudges in the same pattern over and over again. So that brings me to the last one, which is staying stuck in your comfort zone. So easy to complain about others, so easy to get stuck in the past and be like, oh, well, that's just what it is. And, it's so easy to get stuck in negative thinking and just think, oh, it's not me, it's not me. When we stay in our comfort zone, we don't grow. And we're just a broken record doing the same thing over and over again. And I think we've all heard this before. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So you can't expect your life to change if you're not willing to change. And so that means challenging yourself to change and looking at, okay, how can I grow? What's one thing I can do today that's different? And that's going to allow you to grow. It's going to create variety in your life. It's going to create inspiration. And it's going to bring you to that next level, which is influence, where you're influencing others, you're influencing yourself to change, and you're growing. So your challenge for change to this week is to take one of those 5 examples that I gave you and really start observing it, evaluate it, and notice, okay, what is this all about? What do I need to change? Maybe what do I need? A skill. It could be support. It could be changing the narrative. See what it is that you need to change in that area, and then start implementing it and watch yourself grow, thrive, and create. So remember to hashtag TSS Challenge to Change. Until next week.